Well, hello everybody. It is Blue Monday Live. My name is Oscar Ornelas, and this is the fourth episode. Thank you so much. You're watching on Austin Public Access TV, channel 16. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out some more interviews I have up on there, and check out supportaustinmusic.com as well. To kick off today's episode, I want to say thank you to all the people who are making donations for me. I'm going to put the list up earlier in a second, but I just want to shout out to everybody who's been supporting me. I've been getting friends hitting me up wanting to help me with some stuff with this show, so it's growing, and I'm really excited. Shout out to my beautiful wife who's been helping me run this show. I couldn't do it without her, and this has been cool. But thank you so much. If you want to make a donation to the show, go to oscarornelas.com. There's a donation button there. Please, thank you so much. Whatever you can give, $1, $100, I'll take $1,000,000 if you got it. But thank you once again for everything. Just to kind of move on forward with our next portion, I just want to talk about some things here going on in Austin. I've noticed that some venues that have opened up early already started to close. I don't want to give names out, but just make sure everyone out there being safe. They're just doing some routine testing of all the employees. And I know that's going on in a few venues and also in Round Rock area and some other places. So my musician friends, really just be careful out there. And if you do go out there and play, make sure you get paid for this stuff right now. It ain't worth it. Just put yourself out there. If you I know you need the money, but make sure that these places are taking care of you. I know it's hard, but just make sure it's working out for you as well. And also to my artist friends, I see people out there making changes with the platforms that they have. There's some great changes going on in the Austin area, in Texas in general, and worldwide. Everything is moving forward, and we're going to continue to push the ball up. I know there's been some pushback. If you go to the Facebook Houston Blues Society group right now page, right now it's a little messy over there, but I know there's some good people over there really just fighting the good fight. And so just thank you to everybody out there. Thank you to the incoming Houston Blues Society president. I know she made a statement that was in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement right now. There's just no question about it right now. We have to stand in solidarity as this blues community that we are. This is the blues. This is the music of the African American community. So we should make sure we take care of the people that we cherish. So, but also just moving forward, I want to say thank you to the Austin Blues Society. They made a strong statement last week as well. They'll be putting on a benefit once things get normalized, hopefully real soon. We don't know what's going to be going on. Also, thank you to the Trinity River Blues Society up in North Dallas. They made a strong statement in solidarity as well. But just thank you to everybody. Really, I know it's a weird time to be alive. So you're all doing a great job. Let's keep on living. At this time, I do want to do the official thank you to everybody who's been helping me out this summer in the 2020 donor list. I'm going to put that up right now. If you want to get added to this list, please just go to oscarornelas.com. Make me a donation. Thank you so much. All right. Well, at this time, we're going to move forward. And with this being a music show, we're going to be playing some music. And I know that the city of Austin just extended their stay home, stay safe order until August 15th. So for the time being, I'll be recording these shows from my house. So thank you once again to Austin Music TV. Thank you, Sheila Steele, as well. This song I'm going to play for you, though, is a song about my home, about West Texas. Not all this is about my life, but it's inspired about the people I know in West Texas as well. Woke up this morning, I was feeling so sad. Why in the world do I feel this bad? 'Cause I'm living with them West Texas blues. Well, you know it if you got them, because they're so hard to lose. When I was sleeping, I swear I wasn't too far. Well, all four of my tires were removed from my car. Oh, I'm living with them West Texas blues. because it's so hard to lose. Train in the old was high. Well, but now I'm broken. I'm just trying to keep from dying. Oh, I'm living with them West Texas blues. Oh, you know it if you got there, because it's so hard to lose. Where's Texas Blues there? Yeah, so I wrote that song just as an inspiration about my hometown in San Angelo, Texas, and some good people out there. I had a great time. And just to kind of feature that song also with my next guest is going to be the one and only Mr. Rod Bridgman. So just to give you a little build up about Rod, Rod Bridgman, I know he was born in Oklahoma in 1946, and there's a whole lot he's going to fill in on the rest. But I met him back in about 2009 in San Angelo, Texas, working at his blues club. He opened up a place. He would bring in Austin musicians, and that turned into Houston musicians, and that turned into Dallas blues musicians, and people from Memphis would be coming in, just from all over. And it was an amazing experience. I got to meet some amazing artists. You know, these pictures that I have behind me, 90% of them Rod Bridgman gave to me. And really, I was grateful to be able to learn a lot from a lot of great musicians during that time. And I was like 24, 25, so I was a messy individual at that point in my life. So I had a lot of fun. So it was a great place to have some fun and enjoy life. And so I'm gonna get Rod on the phone. And funny thing about today in America, we're having like cell phone problems, and people have been losing like all kinds of calls lately. So I'm getting Rod on Facebook Messenger.
Good evening.
What's going on, Rod?
Life is good.
Excellent, brother. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
Well, you can hear me fine. No, and I was just talking about how across the country there's been the phone going out, in the southeast, and it was bad in Florida, bad in Texas. So I was glad I was able to get a hold of you on the Facebook Messenger.
I'll tell you, I'm so glad you did, because I don't know what happened, but my phone just went completely off.
No, yeah, I just saw an article about it, and I think it's just a nationwide thing, but
oh, really?
Yeah, no, we got lucky. I was like, yeah.
We're talking. That's all that matters.
I know, yeah. It's just funny, just to give you a funny story. Rod got an iPhone like about 5 years after they came out, I want to say. And really, it took him a while to get adapted to it, but he did a good job with those things.
Well, I'll tell you, I haven't done a very good job. I don't. I have a page on Facebook, and I don't look at that thing twice a year.
No, you don't need to. It's messy on there.
I am old, and I'm retired, and I'm happy, and I don't need the technology.
Yeah. I love it. Oh man, so no, I'm glad. Thank you, Rod, for coming on. I gave him a little backstory about me working with you back in San Angelo, Texas. I know what I want at Sealy Flats, the diner at Sealy Flats. It was a wonderful place, and I just wanted to get a backstory because I know a brief little history about it. But what I wanted to know is, as a old white man from Oklahoma, what inspired you to open up a blues club in West Texas?
Well, I'll tell you that could be a long story, but we'll try not to make it one. I have loved music ever since I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and rode around town on the package tray, and you don't even know what that is, back of a 1951 Pontiac.
Yeah.
And mid anyway, I don't have absolutely no talent. Never learned anything. Can't even clap on time, but I've loved music.
Yes.
In mid 50s, I fell in love with Fats Domino,
Oh yeah.
and a little after that, it was Jimmy Reed.
Yeah.
And along about that same time, I started listening to black music on a radio station out of Laredo, Texas, that played black music at night.
Do you remember what the call letters were?
Oh, XERX or XEG or
Yeah.
something like that.
Nice.
100,000 watt.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I said that's awesome.
Yeah. And so that was my start in music.
Yeah.
And all life, my whole life, I've been interested in music and interested in the blues. And the blues actually got me involved in black history, and that's been another kind of something that's interested me all of my life.
No, I remember the work you did in San Angelo for Blackshire Elementary School, and
Yeah.
you worked with Floyd Crider. I remember that as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. We tried, never got anywhere politically, but we tried.
No, I mean, I remember. I mean, you were the first person to get my brain working. My backstory is I'm from West Texas. I was a huge Texas Rangers fan. So, like, as a dumb child, I thought George W. Bush was all right as a president because
Yes.
he was the owner of my favorite baseball team. And then it took people like Rod Bridgman, who, you know, in the middle of West Texas, was real conservative, still is. But like Rod Bridgman was those people that like, inspired me to like think. I really appreciated that.
Well, I'll tell you, I just wish more people thought now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, speaking of that though, I mean, when you got into San Angelo and you were getting the club started, what was some of the pushbacks that you felt you in just in being in West Texas?
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't really feel any.
That's awesome.
And uh, actually, what happened is when Denise and I moved to San Angelo, we'd never been there,
Yeah.
and came in one evening at about 9 o'clock in the evening and checked into the Holiday Inn, and the next morning got up and drove down Concho to Oak Street, made a right turn on Oak Street, and there was this old two-story building with columns out front. And Denise said, "I want that," and turned it into a bed and breakfast. And
What year was
that
that,
was
Rod? Like 2007?
that was 98.
Oh, wow. 98?
Yeah. And so we bought the building and no real plans, just to live upstairs. We had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And after about 10 years of work, I think 2009, we made a decision to open a restaurant, a blues venue, art gallery, and a bed and breakfast,
Yeah, you had a great, yeah.
three-room hotel.
You know, in a bed and breakfast in San Angelo, Texas, in the aughts, like nobody comprehended what like that was, and I think that was one of the first ones I remember being open.
It it was the second. The chicken farm had one before that.
Oh, that's right, Chicken Farm. Yeah, I
And the
think they're still
chicken
going
farm
there.
is it's a fantastic place. If anybody ever, I assume it still is. I'm sure it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's an
But,
institution. It was.
but if anyone goes to San Angelo, check the chicken farm out.
Oh yeah,
It's cool.
yeah,
It's
cool
cool as
place.
shit. It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah.
So okay, so
But
you got the building built 2009. You got the club running, the restaurant was going, and now around this time you started off with some local acts. Who was the first like bands you were bringing in from Austin, Texas?
well, let's. I want to digress just a little
Oh
bit
yeah.
there. I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to beat around the bush. Uh, After we had been open for a little while, a couple of young kids came in, and Oscar was one of them.
Yes, I remember that.
And we hired him as wait staff. He didn't like that. He just wasn't happy,
It was
and
just,
so he had him do a little maintenance work, and he didn't like that. and then he went into the kitchen, and he did very well there. Ended up being our kitchen manager, head chef, and he did just real well, but still liked the music.
I mean,
I
really,
s-
really, it was. I was before we started the phone call. I explained to everybody it was some very like formidable years for me, and I grew a lot in my mid 20s, and I mean, I learned so much, and I was grateful for you, Rod, really, because I know you gave me, you gave me chances. You gave so many people chances too. Is one thing I remembered about that as well. Uh, my
well,
favorite job was
well,
when I was the baker. That was my favorite job, and I would make cinnamon rolls. And
that's right.
the next
That's
day,
right.
I mean, these cinnamon rolls would last maybe 6 hours before they became rock hard. And Raw would just get mad at me, and I think that's why my job as a baker didn't last very long.
Well, I'll tell you, I've always liked young kids and liked young kids with music talent. And you and three or four other people were just
Oh yeah, Jonathan
instrumental in
Matthews,
my
yeah,
life, and I
Joe,
feel like you're
yeah.
my children.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I got lucky. I really did get lucky because being in San Angelo, you can find yourself with nothing. And I got very lucky to find that not only like the genre of music I loved, but a club that was awesome. I got to work for an amazing owner. I got to see so much, and then I remember, hosting the Blues Jam every Tuesday for a few years.
yes.
And that one thing I also remember is you videotaped 99% of the shows. Unless something was going on with that camera, you put up that camera up and you recorded everything. And that was amazing.
And I'll tell you, this is might be interested in knowing. I still watch those videos,
I love it. Yeah.
and the bands that were in Austin, there were just so many good people that came through there.
Oh, yeah. Met so many
And
good people.
not being a musician, to start with, I thought musicians were gods. I just didn't know how to react. I think we tried to treat them like they were.
Oh no, I
But
mean, people. I mean, it's been almost 10 years, and people still talk about that band house you had. People still talk about the way you took care of every musician, and how basically it's just a different town now that you've been gone, and you've not running that bar anymore. In that club because it was a landmark in a lot of people's lives, including my own.
well, it was a landmark in my life too,
Yeah.
and you were part of it.
Well, thank you,
You
brother.
were
No.
part of it, and a lot of people, because there were so many friends that went through there, and I say friends, they were people that I didn't know to start with that I got to know pretty well,
Yeah.
and I don't see or talk too much anymore, but they're still a very, very important part of my life,
Oh yeah. Well, just so
and it
everybody
was
knows,
enjoyable.
if you had Rod Bridgman's number back in 2011, it hasn't changed. So please give him a call. I imagine he'll take it. If, like 3 days later, it
Yes,
may
I
go to
will.
voicemail.
Well, I don't always answer,
No, you
don't
don't need
always
to.
hear the phone.
Don't
Some,
answer it every time.
sometimes I'll lose my phone for a day or two and not even think about it, and that's fine too.
That is fine. No, okay. So, tell me about your most favorite act to come through Sealy Flats. I mean, you had like Tommy Castro coming through, Anna Popovic. Remember coming through there. You had Nick Moss coming through there. Grady Champion, I remember out from the Gulf Coast came out there.
Oh, we
John
had so
Namath.
many people.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, we had so many people.
Well, how about
There
this
was
then? Tell me about this because this is a connection I've made since I've been out here in Central Texas. Uh, Jeff Strahan, I've learned, he was the very first artist to play at Sealy Flats. Am I correct on that?
You are correct on that.
Well, tell me about
Now,
that.
the before we opened the restaurant, in fact, the year before we opened the restaurant, I just wanted live music,
Yeah.
and I would have someone come in, and I don't think I paid them anything. I'd give them a $50 guarantee,
You fill up a nice chest of
and
beer.
they'd come to the backyard and play and bring their own drinks, and would pass a tip jar.
Yeah.
And every time they made the total amount of money that, I never had anything out of my pocket.
Yeah.
But someone arranged for uh, Strahan to play, Jeff to play at our place one evening.
Yeah.
And I didn't know him from Adam.
Yeah.
But he came in. There were 12 people. He put up his full band, one hell of a show.
Oh my God. Yeah. One of the best shows I've still seen to this date.
Yes.
Yeah. He was
And
amazing.
he was with the club from then on out.
Yeah.
And I miss him dearly. He was a good friend.
He was, yes.
Yes.
I know Lois is still in the Central Texas area as well. So I've been on the radio show down in Wimberley with Coach, and there's people down there who always just love it. She's doing well. So just so you know that everyone's doing well. So I've heard. So, but moving forward though, Rod, I also would like to get back though. What was the first Austin blues band that you had in San Angelo? I don't remember now. At Sealy Flats. JC Coalfire, maybe? Because he's, yeah.
When we were talking about Jeff Strahan,
Yeah.
and I just thought of J.D. Coalfire.
Yeah, me too.
And, he was quite a character. I miss him dearly.
Yes.
I really enjoyed having him in the club.
No, he was amazing. We had Hosey Hargrove at the Sealy Flats as well, and I have his picture up on my wall, and it's another artist. Lavelle White, yeah. Oh my God, man. No, I'm telling you, man. Thank you. Just really, from the bottom of my heart, really, thank you so much for that experience. Like I learned so much. It was a great time.
And I'll say one thing here too.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy your blues history.
Oh yeah, and, I've been wanting to do. I mean, it's meaningful to me to add that in every week.
Well, I really enjoy it. Now, not being in Austin, a lot of people I haven't heard of or didn't know much about. Gray Ghost, I've had some, not really contact with.
Yeah.
Knew who he was.
Yeah. Well, Pine Top Perkins was around. I remember he came out to San Angelo as well. I mean, unfortunately, the Austin blues scene, it was founded in the 50s on the east side, and a lot of the musicians I've learned in my time here, just did not get the credit that they deserve outside of East Austin, really.
Yes.
By the time like Antone's opened up and it was popping in the 70s and 80s and 90s, the clubs out in East Austin, faded out really. And so like a lot of these artists, went back to normal lives, like I learned that about T.D. Bell today, so I'm learning a lot. And then just to find out, just the history, of Austin blues, there's so much more that I'm diving into.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Paul Ray? I know you've heard of. You've had him featured or at least mentioned in one of your shows a couple of weeks ago. But Larry Monroe?
No, I need to look into all this. I mean, I'm learning more. As I look into new articles, I'm finding more artists, and luckily I get to meet some of the older artists from the east side, and they fill me in. I really got lucky. When I got to Austin, I immediately got to play with some of the best old school East Austin blues musicians, and I got lucky for that. But my director, though, Rod, is telling me I need to move it on, and Tiffany told me that she loves you very much.
I love her. Would sure like to see you guys.
No, we're gonna come out there one of these years.
Okay.
But hey, man,
appreciate the call.
I love you, Rod. Just so you know, Rod is retired now in Florida. Don't bother him too much. I love you, brother.
No, you can bother me. Anybody can.
I'm joking. Bye. Later, brother. All right. Well, we just watched a video about TD Bell there. And as I was saying, Rod, at the end of that interview, luckily for me, I was able to learn a lot from Mr. Fagan, drummer from the East Side. I had Sly Campbell learn a lot from. Basically, Matthew Robinson, Blues Boy Hubbard, they're open book when I ever had questions, and they always spoke very highly of T.D. Bell. So I was very interested to dive into his history. So please look him up online. There's a lot of great history that you're missing out if you don't get a chance to research and learn about these amazing blues artists. But with that being said, it's time to say goodbye. I appreciate y'all hanging out. So this song is going to say goodnight. Make sure and check out the show next week, please. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Baby, goodbye.